What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video, and I'm just checking in on you. What's going on? How are ya? Now today is August the 19th, and this is going to be your weekly vendor reset and must-buys. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below, and finally, shout out where you're from. It's cool to see where everyone is from, but we're going to start off here in Washington, D.C., and our first vendor of the video is going to be your base of ops vendor. Here we go.
Greetings.
And starting off at the top, we have the Percussive Maintenance. This is the named Alp Summit backpack with perfect tech support, and this one with repair skills and hazard. Following to the weapons, we have a Vector 45 with health damage and eyeless, an ACR with headshot and close and personal, and finally a Card 45 with armor damage and reformation. Going to the gear items, we have a Eminence Armaments backpack with status headshot and composure. Okay, interesting. And a Badger Tough chest piece with explosive resistance, repair skills, and skilled. Going to the mods, we have Headshot 7.1, Drone plus 2 extra bombs, Turret plus 1 extra sniper, and Sticky Bomb damage of 6.3. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the base of ops vendor. To be completely honest with you, none of these are really that great, just so you know. All right, moving on. So we'll hit up the Countdown and Clan vendors here in Washington, D.C., but remember, if you have Warlords of New York, you can check them out over there as well. But here we go. Countdown Requisitions Station. Starting with the test subject. This is the named PDR with Perfectly in Sync. And this one with crit hit damage, but this is a must-buy. If you do not want to use the capacitor with your skill builds, this is your next best bet. All you have to do is change the crit hit damage off for damage to targets at a cover, put it with your build with even the force multiplier, heyo, because every time you shoot your weapon, you gain skill damage from your weapon, but then you also get it with your backpack. Because remember that perfect combined arm shooting an enemy increases your skill damage, and with Perfectly in Sync, hitting an enemy with your weapon gives you skill damage. So you get both procs at the exact same time. So using something like this combination together is perfect for your skill builds, especially if you want to use like a turret drone build or something like that. This is a good combination. But again, change that bottom attribute to damage to targets at a cover. Looking at the force multiplier though, this is the named Hanayu bag, perfect combined arms, but this one is horrible. Hazard and crit on a Hanayu backpack, no. You're looking for skill haste, skill damage all day, every day. And finally, we have the White Death. This is the named marksman rifle with that perfect headshot attribute. And this one with, not max, but armor damage. I mean, it's okay. You could switch the breadbasket off for determined, and you'd be good to go there. But just note that the damage to targets at a cover would hit harder than the damage to armor, just so you know. But alright, so that is it for your Countdown Requisitions Station. Now let's jump over to the Clan vendor. And while we're doing that, big shout out to the DoD, Disciples of Doom. We are on all platforms, PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. If you want to join the clan, we do have a full active clan on all platforms. So go to my Discord channel, put your name in the clan roster or whatever, sign up for whichever platform that applies to you. So if you're Xbox, go to the Xbox tab, PlayStation, so on and so forth. And then whenever we have spots open, I'll send out a big message and then we'll get new people in. All right? Now, speaking of clans, here is our clan vendor.
Glad you're here, Agent.
And starting with the Whisper. This is the named rifle with perfectly behind you, and this one with reload speed. Gross! Moving on to the gear set items, we have a Rigger mask with hazard, Umbra chest piece with headshot, that one's not bad, and an Aegis chest piece with armor regeneration. Enemies targeting your decoy, it would also count towards your stoic damage resistance. It's alright. I'm really not a fan of that gear set at all, and same with Rigger, but this Umbra, this one's not bad. Change the headshot to whatever it is you want, and you could just optimize the weapon damage, or if you want to go with like a headshot Umbra build, which would be disgustingly awesome, just switch the weapon damage to an armor core. Yo, I might do that. Do like an Umbra, like a Umbra Bighorn. Oh my god. I think I just came up with a new one for today. All right, moving on. Awkward. Moving on. Super 90 headshot spike, urban MDR, crit chance sledgehammer, M1A CQB with rate of fire and steady handed, a military M870 with swap speed and brazen. That one's not bad. Change the swap speed off for damage to targets at a cover. And finally, for the weapons, an enhanced PP19 with headshot and ranger. Going to the gear items, we have a Empress pair of gloves with skill haste and crit damage. What I would do is change the crit to skill damage, and then you're good to go. And finally, a Fenris pair of gloves with health and skill haste. Going to the mods, we have Ensnare Resistance 8.7, Sticky Bomb Burn Duration 4.0, Shield Deflector Damage 4.4, and Drone Armor Repair of 6.7. Now, must buys things to look for from your clan vendor. That Umbra with headshot's not bad. It's alright. The the M870 Brazen. All you have to do is hit him once, get him with the pellets, get the amplified damage, and then hit him again. I mean, oof, that's dirty. It's a good combination. But all right, that is it for your base of ops vendors. Now let's travel west. We'll double back east. Our first stop is going to be the campus settlement. Now, if you haven't already hit that thumbs up yet, what are you waiting on? Come on, hit the like, subscribe if you haven't yet. I do daily Division content, so ring that notification bell. That way you don't miss a single Division upload. But here we go. The campus settlement. Big money, no whammies.
Are you looking to
And
make
starting
a deal?
with the Carnage. This is a fan favorited named weapon, and this one's a good one. Pick it up. It has armor damage for that bottom attribute, so all you have to do is optimize what you have remaining. What I would do is recalibrate the lowest one to max, and then that way you don't have to optimize as much. So looking at these three attributes, the damage to targets that it covers the lowest one, I would max that one out first, and then just optimize the LMG and armor damage. You're good to go. Perfect Sadist is a lot of fun, especially with your Ridgeway Pride builds, your Wicked builds, your Ongoing Directive builds, your Eclipse Protocol builds. I mean, come on. The list goes on. Following that, we have a Model 700. This one's Sadist and Rate of Fire. And finally, a GR9 with armor damage and Optimist. Going to the gear items, we have a China Light mask with weapon handling and crit damage, and a Fenris holster with crit damage and status effects. Going to the mods, we have skill duration 8.4, Chem Launcher +1 ammo, Hive duration 4.3, Pulse effect duration 8.8, and Trap duration 6.1. Now, must buys things to look for from the campus settlement. The Carnage is a good one. Pick it up. I mean, the GR9's okay. I know there's a lot of people that love this weapon. This is a nice one as well. You know, it has the bottom attribute that you want, so you could change Optimus to whatever it is you want, and you're good to go. The Fenris, you could make a double crit, but the weapon damage is too low. All right, that's it for the campus. Now let's knock out the Dark Zone vendors. Starting with Dark Zone West. West! Let's go. Now, just a reminder for all of your Dark Zone vendors, they only take DZ resources as currency. So go to your resources tab, and just above your keys, you will see your Dark Zone resources. For example, I'm sitting here at 622 out of 999. So if I need any more Dark Zone resources, I have to go into the Dark Zone and either open up the little blue boxes. Those will go straight into my inventory, or I have to go pick up contaminated items, deconstruct them into DZ resources, and then extract them, and then go to my stash and then pick them up out of my special deliveries. I mean, it's a whole, thing. I mean, come on. So, run around the Dark Zone, pick up the little blue boxes, you're good to go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But here we go.
On over,
DZ
take the one.
West vendor, big money, no whammies. Starting with the Deathgrips. I mean, these are PvP exclusive named items. So this one is a PvP exclusive. It's the named 511 pair of gloves that give you armor on kill as an attribute. So you could put this with the gunner specialization that also gives you armor on kill. You could put this with the mop, which also gives you armor on kill. Remember that Hunter's Fury, system corruption. There's a few sets out there that all give you armor on kill. You know, Bellstone Armory, and the list goes on. So there are a few of my builds out there that I have made before. You know, those unkillable builds or never gonna die builds, and they usually feature a lot of armor on kill and armor regeneration. And that's exactly what you get from here. So if you want them, pick them up right here. DZ West. Going to the weapons, we have a tactical SASG, reload speed and pressure point, and a police MK17 with stability and strained. Going to the gear items, we have Heartbreaker gloves with weapon handling, not bad for your pestilence. Breaking point knee pads with headshot, that's good. 511 gloves with armor regeneration, explosive resistance, and Cheska knee pads with headshot and armor regen. The breaking point's not bad, the heartbreaker's not bad, but remember these are all very expensive in the DZ vendors. Looking at the mods, we have Blind Death Resistance 8.4, Seeker Mind Skill Haste 4.9, Shield Active Regeneration 4.1, Firefly Speed 8.1, and Decoy Health of 5.5. Now, must buys things to look for from DZ West. The Deathgrips, all day, every day. They're PvP exclusive, so that makes them rare. Pick them up. I mean, you can also get them from a named item cache if you're lucky, but let's be real, those are few and far between. But now it's time to take our talent south to the deep south. DZ South. Woo, boy. Here we go. DZ South. Starting with the Anarchist Cookbook. Ooh, this is a good one too. This is perfectly wicked with armor regeneration, so you could change the skill haste to whatever it is you want. And remember that running 2 pieces of golden gear give you armor regeneration as well, so it's nice to double down on that. But wait, there's more! Because you could put this with the Ridgeway's Pride chest piece. The Ridgeway's Pride chest piece applies a bleed, right? It also gives you armor repair. When you're bleeding all your enemies, you get armor repair from all your enemies. So you can match that up with the Golden Gear armor regeneration and your armor regeneration rolls, and then you're bleeding and healing yourself for everything. I mean, that's what I call a vampire build, where you're making them bleed and you're healing yourself instantly at the same time. And this is one of the items that I would use with that vampire bleed build. So pick it up. You could either take the skill haste off for crit chance or status effects, something like that. But either way, it's a really good chest piece, or a really good backpack to go with the Ridgeway's Pride chest piece. Okay. Going to the weapons, we have a tactical UMP with health damage and pressure point, an AKM with headshot and precision strike, and a Prophet with perfect determined and rate of fire. For the Prophet, just change the rate of fire to damage to targets out of cover, and that can be a one-shot pistol build. That's not bad. Going to the gear items, we have a Aegis backpack with armor regeneration, Hunter's Fury chest piece with crit chance, Richter and Kaiser backpack with crit damage status and composure, and a Hanayu chest piece with health, weapon handling, and unbreakable. Going to the mods, we have crit damage 10.1, drone health 8.4, turret burn damage 4.2, and sticky bomb skill haste of 4.3. Now, must buys things to look for from DZ South, the Anarchist Cookbook, the Prophet. That's really about it. All right. Now, before we go to DZ East, we're going to do a pit stop over here to the Castle Settlement. Now, for the Castle Settlement, I go to the descent entrance, run up the stairs, do it that way.
Combat simulation program active.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Make sure you pet the dog. What up, Ransom? Ransom. What up? How you doing? All right. Peace out, Cub Scout. And here we go, Castle Settlement. Starting with the Night Watcher, this is the named Heligard mask with Scanner Pulse Haste as an attribute, and this one with armor regeneration. To the weapons, we have a M700 Tactical with crit damage, fast hands, and a Stoner LAMG with crit chance and Ranger. Looking at the gear items, we have a Walker Harris Mask with crit chance, armor regeneration, and a Grupo holster with crit chance and skill haste. The Grupo, you can make double crit, so that's good. The Walker Harris, you can make double crit or change the weapon damage to an armor. I mean, either way, those are two good items. Looking at the mods, we have Repair Skill 16.2, Chem Launcher +1 ammo, Hive Health 7.7, Pulse Effect Duration 8.8, and Trap Duration 4.1. But must-buys, things to look for from the castle, I would say the Walker Harrison Grupo. You can make both of those double crit and hit pretty hard. And finally, for our Dark Zone vendors, we're going to go to Dark Zone East. Now, for the Dark Zone East vendor, I go to the Alpha checkpoint. It will give you this double loading screen, but that's fine. Just exit out the checkpoint, and the vendor is right there outside. Now, the reason why I do this is because if you go to the main entrance, you have to run all the way through the courtyard. So it is a little bit quicker if you don't get stuck at 9%. What's going on, game? Come on. Come on. There you go. Sheesh. Making me look bad. Oh my gosh. I was just saying how it makes it quicker, but not if it's going to do that. Anyways, the main entrance is way out there, so you'd have to run all the way through the courtyard. Here we go. DZ East.
What can I do?
Starting with the Darkness. This is the named marksman rifle with perfect eyeless, and this one with rate of fire. To the weapons, we have a G28 with swap speed and ranger, a MG5 with crit chance and frenzy. Going to the gear items, we have a hotshot mask with weapon handling, striker's holster. Remember, these were rare, but now you can craft them because they did add the blueprint. So just remember that. I was about to say that this striker's holster is rare, but then again, they did add the blueprint, so just craft it. Grupo mask, you can make double crit, but the weapon damage is way too low. And a Shiny Monkey holster with health and status. Going to the mods, we have Skill Haste 10.0, Chem Launcher Damage 4.2, Hive Duration 4.2, Pulse Radius 8.6, and Trap Duration of 4.1. Now, must-buys, things to look for from DZ East, not really. That's a big nope. That's a big nope. That's just a nope. All right, moving on to the theater. And this is going to be our last stop of Washington, D.C. The theater.
Good to see you,
Big
Agent.
money, big money. We have the Grease. Named Shiny Monkey, pair of knee pads. This one with status effects as an attribute with skill haste right underneath. Going to the weapons, we have a Black Market SASG with health damage and sledgehammer, and an 1886 with armor damage and in sync. Going to the gear items, we have Araldi gloves with weapon handling and explosive resistance, and Douglas and Harding knee pads with crit chance and armor regeneration. Going to the mods, we have Blind Deaf Resistance 8.5, Seeker Mind Skill Haste 4.9, Shield Deflector Damage 4.2, Firefly Blind Effect Duration 6.0, and Decoy Duration 6.0. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the theater. Nothing really. Nah, I wouldn't. All right, so for the last bit of this video, we do have to go to the DLC and expansion. So first up, we're going to go to Brooklyn. So the only way to access this vendor is to have the DLC. And then we're going to finish up in Warlords of New York. So the only way to access those vendors is to have the expansion for that. But all right. I hope you're enjoying the video so far, and happy Stretch Goals Day, or whatever, Summer Swarm Day, everyone. I hope you're getting all of your exotics. I hope you're getting all of your exclusive items, your new Wasp outfit, the new patches. I hope you're getting all of that. I will be doing a video on that event later on. I'll be showcasing some of the rewards that I get, and I'll show you what to look forward to. Wrong way. But all right, so the Battle for Brooklyn vendor is all the way down here, and then we'll jump over to Warlords. All right, here we go. This is Marcus. So Marcus has a converted SMG-9 with optimal range and vindictive, Black Market RPK with magazine size and sync, Black Market SASG with damage to targets out of cover and ignited. And finally, an Officer's M9A1 with armor damage and pressure point. Going to the gear items, we have a Cheska chest piece with crit hit damage, weapon handling, and trauma. Beltstone Armory knee pads with headshot, explosive resistance. And Walker Harris Holsta with health and headshot. Going to the mods, we have crit hit damage 10.3, blind death resistance 8.5, shield damage bonus 4%, chem launcher and snare health 14.0, and decoy duration of 5.5. Now, must buys things to look for from Brooklyn. I mean, yeah, but the weapon damage is so low. Yeah, I'm not liking these. All right, I'm going to say no. And for the remainder of the video, we will be at the Haven Settlement, talking to Marco at the top of the escalator, and then Roy Benitez just outside. Now, I hope you have a great day. Get your farming pants on. Make sure you focus on the seasonal XP. And I will see you guys out there farming. But here we go. Marco.
That was a great trade.
We have a PDR with damage to targets out of cover and killer. You could change the talent to whatever it is you want. Damage to targets out of cover is perfect. Following that, we have a Black Market RPK with rate of fire and ignited, KSG with health damage and ignited, and a military M9 with health damage and killer. So 2 killers and 2 ignited. Very cool. Going down to the gear items, we have a Fenris chest piece with skill haste, hazard, and empathic resolve. Alps gloves with crit damage, crit chance. Interesting. Ooh. I like those. I don't know why, but I do. Lingmo Holsta with status and skill damage. No, I don't like that one. Going to the mods, we have skill haste 10.3, crit damage 10.3, shield damage bonus 4.0, chem launcher and snare duration 7.4, and trap duration 4.2. But the Alp Summit gloves, I don't know why, but I'm thinking of all these different like crit healers. I mean, there's a few ways you could do that. Do like incoming repairs with repair skills, but then run all crit. I mean, that could be dirty. With like a capacitor, that could probably work. I do like these Alp Summit gloves. I don't know why, but I do. All right, now let's finish up the video with Roy Benitez. But wait. Make sure you pet the dog, all right? Interact with the dog twice. There's no backpack for the freaking dog, even though we have a cat on our back, but we still love our dogs. Give the dog a nice interact twice. The first one's random, or the first one's the same, but the second one's random. Here we go. Oh, he's going to shake my hand. Aww. There we go. And then you hear the cat meow. Pretty funny. All right, here we go. Roy Benitez. Starting with the Enhanced AUG with armor damage and flatline. A military MK46 with crit damage and reformation. A SPAS 12 with health damage and flatline. And a M45A1 with flatline and headshot damage. Going to the gear items, we have a Legatus backpack with status hazard and opportunistic. Electric gloves with status and headshot. And a Uzina holster with hazard and crit. Going to the mods, we have skill duration 8.3, repair skill 16.6, Secret Mind damage 4.1, chem launcher and snare duration 7.7, and sticky bomb skill haste of 4.1. Now must buy things to look for from Roy Benitez. The electric gloves could go really well with your build. Just change the headshot to skill damage. You're good to go. Or if you want to use this for like a damage build with like Wicked or the Ridgeway's Pride or something, pick this one up and then change the skill tier to an armor core and you're good to go.
Thanks.
But all right, that is it for your weekly vendor reset and must buys for today, August the 19th. I am Kamikazevondoom. If you found this helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form, please hit that thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing and let me know what you think in the comments section below. And finally, shout out where you're from. It's cool to see where everyone is from. But again, I'm Kamikazevondoom. Take care of yourself and have a good day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.